Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Just now we are talking about one of the important EQ values, that is what we call the integrity. This is one of the important values one needs to nurture both in personal as well as in professional life, because integrity is acting openly, honestly and consistently. This decides how reliable you are as a person, as a team member, as an employee. So this is also indicates about the validity of a person in an organization. Your validity, how valid you are as a person, how trustworthy you are as a person. So therefore, that's why I used to always say that integrity carries the highest level of importance in organizational affairs. So that's why one must be very careful about his integrity. Now coming back to the last section, what you call the EQ outcomes, which is very important to realize, because it's just like some are what we discussed till now are what we call the antecedents of EQ. But what about the consequence of EQ? If you hold a good level of or a high level of EQ competencies, EQ values, and a better balanced life in terms of life events, how it is going to impact your life, how it is going to impact your work life, how it is going to bring outcomes, particularly in terms of organizational success or success in general in your life. Let's examine and let's begin with the EQ outcomes. First, in terms of health. This is what we call general health. Health is never defined as only physical health. Health is combination of both physical and psychological. Health is not absence of disease, This is called the harmonious functioning of human personality. So when you say harmonious, it is called a balanced state. You are both active physically as well as psychologically. So that means health is a combination of both our physiological state and psychological well-being. So let's examine about our general health status, which consists of physical symptoms. Think about the past months. Please indicate how often, if ever, you have experienced the following symptoms. Do you experience back pain? Problems with weight? Are you suffering from overweight or underweight? Tension, headaches, continuously you are under tension, you are suffering from headaches, migraines, colds or respiratory problems. These are all signs of physical symptoms. Are you suffering from stomach problems such as like frequent gas, irritable bowel syndrome, or ulcer, any kind of ulcer? Are you suffering chest pain? If yes, how much? Is it near or once or twice? every week or nearly every day. Unexplainable aches and pains. Is there some sort of pain you are suffering that you cannot explain at all? Some other kinds of chronic pain not listed above. Are you suffering also them that are not listed here? If yes, how much? If no, to what extent? Please rate all these with honestly and with free and frank response. There, in addition to physical symptoms, there are also people suffer some psychological setbacks, what you call, in terms of behavioral symptoms. That is, do you suffer eating disorder or loss of appetite, overeating, no time to eat? Many times what happens due to severe job responsibility, too much jobs we are handling, we don't have time to have our breakfast, lunch, dinner in time, which is going to affect severely both our physiological as well as psychological health status. So that's why it is equally important to have meals every day in time. Are you a smoker? Are you smoking? How much? Please rate on this. Drinking alcoholic beverages, how frequently you drink. So the rate of drinking also will decide your behavioral status. Are you taking tranquilizers? That is says taking tranquilizers, taking aspirin or other painkillers. Are you taking Disprin or any headache tablets? Taking other drugs, withdrawing from close relationships, criticizing or blaming or ridiculing others, feeling victimized or taken advantage of, watching TV over 2 hours a day, playing video, computer games or using an internet, resenting people I encounter or you encounter. Are you suffering from an accidents, injuries? How much? Please rate it honestly. There are a few more also noted here that is pertaining to your emotional symptoms. So this general health status has 3 domains: physical, behavioral and emotional. This is what constitutes human health. Right. So now coming back to emotional symptoms, are you suffering from trouble in concentrating? Many times I happen to listen from my students in the class that many of them are not able to concentrate properly on their study. That is exact sign of emotional disturbances. Then overwhelming by work. Are you really too much excited about your work? Being easily distracted. Do you really suffer from distractions? Cannot get things off my mind, constant worrying or dwelling. Feeling depressed, dejected or hopeless. This is also sign of emotional symptoms, reducing your general health status. Feeling lonely. Are you really feeling isolated, alone? Mind goes blank. Nothing is going to your mind. Is completely empty. Are you feeling like this or suffering like this? Feeling fatigued and overwhelmed. Are you really feeling that you are completely exhausted? That is also sign of your emotional symptoms. Trouble making of mind or making decisions. Really, are you facing a lot of trouble, or are you suffering from indecisiveness? You are not able to take a right decision or proper decisions. Trouble getting myself going, or trouble calming down yourself. These all are symptoms of emotional disturbances. So after going through all these 3 phases of the scale, you will get 4 sets of scores. The D is called, A starts from 0 to 8. The B category, if you are scoring from 0 to 8, this is called optimum. If your score is from 9 to 18, you are proficient. If your score falls from 19 to 31, then you are vulnerable. If your score is between 32 to 6, you are at the cusp. That means you are suffering from too much illness or sickness. So you must take care of your health, physically as well as psychological. This is a warning stage, severe illness. This is called, you are suffering from average illness, and this is called optimum. You are suffering from very less illness. You are maintaining a very healthy life. So this is what you call the overall status of your general health, and it has consequence of both for your professional as well as personal life. Now going further to the next dimension, what we call quality of life. Quality of life is one of the important domain of EQ outcome, because if your emotional state of affairs is not intact, that is directly going to affect the quality of life. There are a large number of empirical studies are available where the researchers have found that there is a direct relationship between general health and quality of life, between emotional intelligence and quality of life. So it is quite essential to connect and correlate both these variables and see their association. You can also, after going through this test, you can compare your scores. Are you really suffering from a low level of quality of life? If your status of health is low, then you are likely to suffer a low level of quality of life. Let's have a check. I am deeply satisfied with my life. That means you are happy. I feel energetic, happy, healthy. If yes, how much? Please rate accordingly and honestly. I have feelings of inner peace and well-being. Do you really feel that you are at peace? You are enjoying a lot of well-being? That needs to be taken care of carefully. Do not misjudge your statement. If you misjudge it, that may reflect delusion in your assessment. I would need to make lots of changes in my life to be truly happy. So this is a clear sign that your life is not in order. Your life is not satisfiable. You need to have a lot of change. My life meets my deepest needs. I have gotten less than I hoped for out of life. Many people say, irrespective of their achievements, irrespective of their household affairs, they feel always that they have got nothing in their life. This kind of thoughts and feelings always brings, hopelessness, then dissatisfaction, and create a sense of deprivation. And this actually reduces and brings a very low sense of quality of life. Then there are certain other items. My life meets my deepest needs. My life meets my deepest needs means you are able to satisfy your needs, your desires of your life. So that's why you are leading a very successful life. I have gotten less than I hoped for out of life. I like myself just the way I am. That's what got the good life. While talking about positive psychology, Martin Seligman talked about 3 types of life. One is called good life. Another is called materialistic life. So although we need some sort of materialistic gains in our life, but that does not create a good life. Good life is called a meaningful life. It is meaningful, it is satisfied, it is self-content. then you can achieve a good life. Just materialistic gain cannot make or bring a good state of in our life. So I like myself just the way I am. Work for me is fun. One should enjoy his work. You should not avoid your personal life at the cost of your work life. So that is where one needs to strike a balance, what we call work-life balance. Recently we have published a paper on work-life balance, which is published in I think Contd Management and Business, where we try to emphasize what is the need of this, because looking at the modern lifestyles, everybody is aspiring from faster promotion, faster achievement with a short span of life, and that is creating trouble to maintain a work-life balance. One needs to be very careful, because work-life balance is directly related to your quality of life. I am on path that brings me satisfaction. If yes, how much? If less, then again how much? I made the most of my own abilities. This is what we call the belief in oneself, and belief in oneself brings maximum satisfaction in one's life, and that shapes the whole perspective about one's life, that creates quality, that builds quality in one's life. And if you go through this test, it will also give you 4 sets of scores for your own analysis and interpretation about the status of your quality of life. Maybe this will be very helpful to analyze oneself. If your score falls between 27 to 30, that's an optimum level, putting very good indication about your quality of life. And if your status is just below to that category, it is proficient. You are just an average on your quality of life. You can manage yourself, but still you need to develop a lot. But if your score is between 17 to 21, you are at a vulnerable stage. There is possibility that you lose your health, and your life will be hell. But yes, if your score is 0 to 16, you are leading a very low level of quality of life, where you have lot of troubles, lot of problems likely to happen. So if this is this, you need to take special care. After going through this, if you are falling under this category, you can ask for certain suggestions, certain advice, by the help of which you can bring improvement in your overall quality of life. So now going further to see, this is very important in everybody's life, what we call the relationship quotient. The RQ is very important in one's life. So relationship quotient decides what kind of relationship you hold with your people that you work around, both in family, among friends, among colleagues. So please indicate how well each of the following statements describes the way you currently think or feel about yourself. There are some people I connect with a deeper level. I am honest with few close to me, and they are honest with me. I have deeply loved another person. I can usually find people to socialize with. I am able to make a long-term commitment to a relationship. I know I am important to the people they are close to me. I find it easy to tell people I care about them. So these are all measuring the relationship questions. If your score is higher on this scale, then you are likely to enjoy a high level of relationship quotient. So it actually referring to the level of your interpersonal relations. relationship. So, if your score varies between 0 to 13, then you are at the worst level. You are holding a very bad relation, interpersonal relations. But if your score is 14 to 16, this is also a very low level, what we call vulnerable. You need to develop a lot, and you need to build up actually a good level of your interpersonal relationship. 17 to 19 reflects your average level. It is not too good, but you can manage your life. This is called average or proficient. But if your score is 20 to 21, this is the optimum level. You are enjoying your relationship, and you are maintaining a healthy relationship among your colleagues, among family members, and all those who are around you. And last but not least, emotional intelligence has a tremendous impact on our work related behavior, or what we call job performance, job commitment, job satisfaction. We have seen in organizational context that emotionally intelligent people, they perform higher because they get along with others, they are committed to their works, they are trustworthy workers. I am satisfied with my work performance. My co-workers would say I facilitate good communications among the members of my work. I feel distance and uninvolved at work. It is difficult for me to pay attention to work tasks. In my work team, I am involved in decision making. I know I am important to people closest to me. I have difficulty in meeting commitments or completing tasks. My work performance is consistently the best I can do. So, if you are rating high on this, my performance is consistently the best I can do, that means you are remaining as a high performer in your organizations. If you are happy with your performance, that is also an indicator of your optimal performance. So, after going through this test, you will also get 4 level of scores under optimal performance. If your score, again you can have your 0, 1, 2, 3. So, a high score on this scale will indicate a high level of optimal performance. So, after going through this scale, you are likely to get 4 level of scores, that is 0 to 12, 13 to 16, 17 to 19, 20 to 21. So, if your score ranges between 20 to 21, then that is a good sign that you are enjoying optimum performance, that is called optimum level. If your score is in between 17 to 19, then you are at the proficient level. If your score ranges between 13 to 16, then you are at the vulnerable level. If your score ranges between 0 to 12, you are at the worst level of your optimum performance, that is called caution. You need to develop a lot. Even vulnerable is not, you are not up to the mark. Proficient, you are okay type, you are performing just to survive in the organization. But here, if your score is, you are likely to be a star performer. So, what Goldman says, that in order to become a star performer in the organization, one need to possess a high level of emotional intelligence, which includes your emotional literacy, your EQ competencies, plus your EQ values and beliefs. In combination with, along with this, you should have a sound environmental, the current environment assessment. So, a sound profile on this may lead to create a person, a star performer, a star employee in an organization. So, this is the what exactly I was trying to tell. After going through this scale, you will have this map. So, this map represents the whole range of EQ map, starting from cautionary, vulnerable, proficient and optimum. So, here you can find that I have just taken a sample profile of this test. So, these are the different sections, the broad, what you call the primary factors, and these are the secondary factors of EQ mapping profile. So, if you plot your score against each dimension here and come up with a line graph, the profile would be like this. Say for examples, here you can have the score, here you can put the dimension of EQ, dimension of EQ. So, 1, 2, 3, somewhere say for example, your current awareness is falling here, you are proficient, then you are optimum, then you are vulnerable on other dimensions, then your EQ competencies are again optimum, and your EQ outcomes are optimum, vulnerable or cautionary. So, your profile would be like this. So, the graph represents that it is an indication of the status of your EQ, your current status on the EQ profile, and it gives also an eye opening that you are low in many EQ competencies that you need to develop urgently in order to remain successful in your life as well as in work life. So, any profile below this, whether vulnerable or cautionary, they need to be developed urgently in order to come up to a balanced level of EI profile. So, this is in a nutshell about EQ profile. So, what is the lessons? Now I am giving few examples, few assignments that needs to be carried out by readers. That what is EQ map? What did you learn from? What did you learn from EQ mapping? What is your status? What is your status on this EQ map? do you think that you can develop your EQ profile? So, after answering to these questions, you will get to know what exactly EQ and what is the importance of EQ both in individual as well as in organizational life, and that all summarizes the importance of EQ mapping in the study of emotional intelligence. Thank you.